clashes intensifying in Portland, Oregon. Police declaring a riot overnight, reporting that people broke into the police union headquarters and set it ablaze.
This comes as tensions grow over federal agents who have taken to the streets of Portland in camouflage and tactical gear, using tear gas on protesters, some even pulling up into unmarked vans and arresting people and putting them inside. House Homeland Security Committee member Kathleen Rice told us why this is causing so much concern.
They are causing conflict there. They are taking people off the street who are doing nothing more than exercising their right to peacefully protest. And every single American should be afraid of this, because this is what authoritarian dictators do.
Authoritarian dictators do. Some troubling words there from the Congresswoman. And joining us right now is Naveed Jamali, a former FBI double agent and a senior fellow in the Program on National Security at the Foreign Policy Research Institute.
Who knows a thing or two about authoritarian dictatorships.
Exactly. Absolutely. Naveed, as you take a look at what's happening just to the south of where you are there in Seattle right now, how troubled should Americans be about what's happening?
Well, they should be troubled. I mean, you know, the idea of a federal paramilitary force is, of course, troubling. We should also put that in the context that, look, federal agents, what they do is operate inside the continental United States, and they should do so with impunity. However, that's a special amount of trust that we place in them. And what we're seeing here is, frankly, a perversion of that trust.
You know, one of the arguments that we've heard is that these federal troops were brought in to protect federal monuments. But that video that we were just showing, if we can roll it again, this does not show these forces actively protecting any monuments or buildings or structures. They're chasing protesters away from an area. So they do have that legal authority. But is this an overstep?
Absolutely. I mean, you only have to watch one episode of Law and Order to understand that you need probable cause to effect an arrest. And what these people are doing, what these agents are doing, is not that. You can't arrest someone who is wearing black because at some point in the near distant future, they may or may not even damage federal property. That's not how this country is founded. That's not the concept of rule of law. That's not the concept of probable cause. And what they're doing is exactly that. I mean, we've heard reports of them grabbing people off the street, failing to Mirandize them, not identifying what agency they're with, not making clear what charges these people are being arrested under. And then eventually, of course, when this is all put together, these people are released. So it's not a real investigation. To say that this would be an investigation on federal vandalism charges is one thing, and even that's kind of, it's not very strong. But to say that these agents are actually conducting an investigation is completely disingenuous. And again, just one final point here, you know, Seattle and Portland both have passed ordinances that ban the use of non-lethal forces. And they've done so because, that includes tear gas and rubber bullets and the like. They've done so because what they found is by de-escalating this with police, you stop the escalation with protesters. And frankly, because these agents aren't trained in any of this, they're completely handling this the absolute wrong way.
Do you think that the president is trying to send a message, because many people view Portland as being this far left ideological area? Do you think that this is part of a message that he's trying to send?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that this is very clearly an attempt to, frankly, smear Black Lives Matter, an attempt to convey to other parts of the country that the movement that demands equality, that is demanding reform, is nothing but violent thugs. I mean, he's gone so far as to say this. And look, I think what he wants and what we're seeing here is unnecessary escalation. They want conflict because it paints a picture that, frankly, if you go to any of these protests, these are overwhelmingly nonviolent.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.